everybody, it's Suzanne, and I am clearly on island time because we're starting at 10:05, but I am also today with the amazing Nikki and Candela. And Nikki is my photographer for all of my shoots. I think you met her yesterday when she was doing some shoots for all of our team and everyone. And so we're out, of course, in the beautiful Bahamas. I'll give you a quick little lovely shot of kind of where we are filming and shooting today in the Cove at Atlantis. So here's actually kind of what I wanted to bring to you guys today and talk about from the standpoint of business. And I see so many people do this. So first of all, say hello if you're here. So Andrea, Dave Ferguson, oh my gosh. Oh, I thought every time, any of you moms out there, every time you hear a kid, do you think it's yours? Every time I hear a kid, I'm always like, oh, that's Adrian. And there's a lot of kids here. So I want to talk to you about running. There are so many people I see that they believe the answer to their problems is to run, right? They believe the answer to their problems is to, I got to get out of this, I got to get away, I got to quit, I got to stop. And listen, let me be really, really clear. There are a lot of things in life that should be quit, right? Abusive situations, smoking, right? Overeating, right? There's a lot of things that should be quit. But there's a lot of things that people, and I think we're living in a time in a society right now and a world in which we're being given so much permission to stop or to quit when we actually shouldn't be. And so it kind of fires me up because I get that there's a time and a place when you shouldn't do something, but I actually think you finish more things than you leave. And I think that there's been a lot of life coaching, personal development people out there who have said, you know, you can walk away from anything. It's okay to say no. It's okay to cut off family members. It's okay. And of course, there's a time and a place for everything, and you can, and there's a time and a place that you should. But there's also a time and a place to sit down and work things out. There's a time and a place where you stop and you go, I have to figure this out. I will get more value from sticking than I will from running. There's a time and a place where you go, do I want to lose this person? Do I want to leave this person? And the answer to everything isn't life, isn't cutting them off, isn't stopping, isn't ending, isn't quitting. And so I really want you to think about, when do you run, right? There's a difference in running and intelligently stopping or quitting something. I'm having to keep, do you notice I have to keep turning? Like, I got to find a wall. Because the wind is really windy today. Maybe this will be a little better, right? So you got to find the difference and you got to know the difference. And, you know, we have a huge divorce rate today. Sure, that huge divorce rate, a part of it is because people have choice and freedom to go live their best lives now. But also a big part of it is because people won't stop and work things out. People won't stop and think things out and talk things out and fight things out. Guys, listen, at the end of the day, I'm a fighter. I'm never going to apologize for it. I'm going to fight for what I've got. I'm going to fight for what I want to keep. I'm going to fight for the end. I'm going to fight for the win. I'm going to fight to stay in it. I'm going to fight for it to stick. And then there's been some times when it wasn't healthy to do that. But that percentage has been about 10%. And there are so many people who are living their lives and they are experiencing their lives at, oh, please, go, go, go. Sorry. We have lovely people that don't think they can pass. We're blocking an entrance. But there's a lot of people who live 80 to 90% of their lives in that state of going, I have the right to say no. I have the right to quit. I can stop. I don't have to say yes to everything. And that's some kind of bullshit life coaching calendar quote, to be honest. The people in life who are highly successful, the people in life who are making things happen, the people in life who are getting things done are the fighters in life. And I'm not talking about the kind of fighting where you're fighting because you're a hateful person. I'm talking about resolution requires conflict. And getting to the finish line requires keeping yourself from quitting 3 times, 5 times, 20 times. And so I want you to give yourself permission to not quit. I want you to give yourself permission to go, do I have a tendency to run? Do I have a tendency to stop doing things that I really do want to finish? Do I have a tendency to kind of get myself trapped and get myself, lost in all of those people who are saying, cut it off. It's better to be alone than to be with someone negative. Well, sure. I mean, listen, I'm about the best person I know, so I'd rather be with myself than anybody else. But that's not much of a life. And if every time something gets frustrating, or every time somebody hurts me, or if I look at my parents or my family or my upbringing, and I recognize that, maybe they didn't get it right. Maybe they weren't perfect. Maybe they struggled. Maybe we're even shitty at times. But you know what? We're all going through this life doing the absolute best we can. And some people's best is not that awesome. And you don't have to cut people off completely, or you don't have to cut things off, and you don't have to end everything. Sometimes you just need to rework it. You need to reassess it. You need to readdress it. And so I want you to really ask yourself this weekend, going into the weekend, how often do I run as opposed to work at something? How often do I go, this is going to hurt, this is going to be painful, this isn't going to feel good, this is going to sting, but in the end of my life, I will have worked through it. I will have sorted it out. I will have worked on it. I will have worked at it. And maybe that means I will have got some really juicy, wonderful, great stuff out of this partnership, out of this marriage, out of this relationship, from this family member, out of this program, from this coach, from this friend, from this experience, from this marathon, from this losing 50 pounds, from this making $1 million, whatever it is, right? Running, and this is what Dr. Michelle Joy Brown's saying right now, running is easy. Running is always easy, right? It's always easy because the easiest, fastest thing for you to do is to just open the door and go. So I'm going to ask you what everybody else isn't asking you. I'm going to invite you into an invitation that most people don't want to be invited into. And that is, what if you didn't run? What if you took your shoes off and sat down and figured it out and fought it out and challenged it and settled it and didn't get it right or didn't get it perfect or didn't get it beautiful, but you made a way for it. You gave it another shot. You gave it another chance. It's what I've done with my whole life because I watched my parents do it. And I watched them live a life really well lived, imperfect and broken and hard and challenging at times. But I watched them live a really great life. And they're 80 years old and they're 76 years old. And we have great wonder and we have great beauty and we have great examples. And we had such a loving, imperfect life. And I experienced all of that. Hey, buddy, you want to say hey to Facebook Live?
Hi. We're here at the Bahamas. I wish you could host us. Dear Adrian, giving happiness joy.
And that is what I'm talking about, because if I hadn't fought it out, if I had run, if I had not had some of the ugliest moments in my life, but refused to put on the shoes and run out the door, I wouldn't have that. And there are stories to tell about that experience that I don't know if I'll even tell in my lifetime, but I can tell you this, it was a fight, it was conflict, it was hard, it was a challenge, and I have that joy.
Okay,
what do you want to say?
Happy Heart, give more of those what are they called?
Hearts? Oh, you want hearts?
No, not more.
Thumbs up or hearts?
People.
Or you want more people on? Well, can you tell them to give you some hearts?
Give more hearts.
Come on, people, what's wrong with you? Give more hearts. Let's see it. Let's see the love. But that's the point. I couldn't have ended this on a better note because that is what fighting till the end looks like. That is what fighting to the finish looks like. So we're going to give you an ocean view. We're going to give you a little beautiful ocean view. Take a deep breath. Take it in. Exhale.